All Things Motoring International is owned and brought to you by SA's most trusted online vehicle platform, CHANGECARS. Our name says it all. Whether you're looking to sell, need advice, need finance, or need insurance, CHANGECARS has you covered. Coming up this week on All Things Motoring International. Mike visits Montecasino, this time for Idle Drive to Unite charity car, bike and 4x4 run. And Mike and Ernest attend the annual Winter Charity Drive. This is a show that will touch and inspire.
We're at one of my favorite venues, Montecasino, just north of Sandton. Beautiful Sunday morning, middle of winter. Look at the weather. I assure you, I'm not trying to act brave, being in a t-shirt. September, incredible day. We're here for Idle Auto Expo. What is today about?
Well, I'll start off by saying I'm not taking any chances. I'm wearing long sleeves, but it is a beautiful morning here. Everybody's brought their cars out. It's for a good cause though, Mike.
It is for a good cause. It's for underprivileged ladies. Sanitary pads are being donated to the underprivileged community. Idle Auto Expo, you've done this to raise funds for this needy cause. Another thing that I've said on camera before, I come to an event like this, wow, these are cars that I haven't seen. Cars from the 1970s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of rare beauties that we have out here to see today. We've already had a quick squiz at an Audi, an old Audi that we want to go and marvel over a little bit later. So yeah, I mean, there's beautifulness waiting for us out there, and we're going to go and check it out.
So if I can make a suggestion, Timber, the alphabet starts with A, we're going to start with Audi. At All Things Motoring, we love all cars, but as I say, some cars are more equal than others. Today, my day is made. Whenever you come to an incredible event like this, you see lots of Mercedes, you see lots of BMW, you know those two are going to be there. What you don't see is a lot of Audis. Today, as I say, proverbial tick the box. Next to me is something absolutely standout. 1974 Audi 100 GL, absolutely pristine original condition. Where do you start? Look at the dual round headlights, the incredible sleek grille. When you go around the back, you'll see neat, thin tail lights. Then the interior. How do you describe this interior? In an era where all cars had plastic seats and some had fake leather, this car had, what do you call this? Is it velour? Is it a combination? Just look at this. And a point that needs to be made, into the early 80s, Audi continued with this incredible pattern on later generation Audi 100 GLs. Then something that is critically important for me and not always right, even on modern cars, is ergonomics. Look at the dashboard layout. Everything falls within easy eye shot. Look at the ventilation controls. They fall easy to hand. Is this a magnificent car? Yes, you heard it from me. Chris?
How are you, brother?
Good, thank you. I hope you're well. Thank you for the opportunity. So I've been telling the audience how mesmerized I am by this car, but you even more mesmerized, you're the owner.
I'm the owner.
How long have you had it for?
I've had the car for 6 years. I bought it from a deceased estate.
Right.
And the original owner of the vehicle was the first owner. He bought the car in Germany because of the spec.
Incredible.
There's a lot of spec to the vehicle that the other Audi 100s didn't have.
I've often said, you come to a car show, BMW, Mercedes, deservedly so, well represented. You go to car shows, you don't see old Audis. What do you put that down to?
There wasn't a million of these cars in South Africa to start with. And the very few that survived all these years either had to be kept in immaculate condition or an absolute scrap. For me, this is such an iconic vehicle, and this was an absolute luxury vehicle in the 70s. Make no mistake, whether you had a Mercedes or you had a whatever, this was a luxury vehicle.
You were probably the manier when you owned us. So I'm going to ask you one kind request. Remember this face, remember the name. When you are looking to sell it, you know where it's going.
I'll let you know.
Next to me is Chloe Simpson. Chloe, if you ask me to describe you, the last thing I'll describe you as is a drift master. And you're 15 years old, which is incredible, beautiful. Tell us about drifting.
It's not been long that I've been involved, but since I've been involved, it's like a bug that just bit me, and I couldn't leave it. It's just, since then it's been my passion, and that's what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Now, the obvious question that you'll be asking, you get your learner's license in South Africa at 17, you get your driver's license at 18, you are 15, we're 2 to 3 years ahead. How did you get into driving a car even?
So my dad's always been involved in drifting, and he's always loved cars, and I've got it from him. I'm very much like my dad, and you don't need a license to drift, actually.
Let that be your dream. You don't need a license to do anything. You want to live your dream, you can live your dream. Where to from here?
I really want to inspire girls, actually. They shouldn't be scared just because it's mostly normalized as a male sport, and that's just not true. Women can drive as well, and women can be just as good. I want to be big in the sport. I want to go to Formula Drift, and I want to be places, and I want to travel.
So to Chloe, her family, we salute you. May you have an incredible career in the sport. You deserve it. Your bubbly personality shines through. It's been an honor to meet you.
Coming up after the break, Mike and Ernest attend the annual Winter Charity Drive. Are you looking to sell? Visit Change Cars and click on the Selling tab.
Hello friends, welcome to Idle Drive to Unite. I'm here with my new friends over here, and we are having a little sit down or stand up dinner on this, what do you call this, a fly wing thing?
It's our dining room table.
Dining room table. So the lads here are from JPM Motorsport. They know all things cars, so we're going to test that now. So gentlemen, polo drivers get a bad rap?
Yeah, definitely.
I used to be a polo driver and I was horrible. Yeah.
No, it's not just a myth. It's
yeah.
Michael, tell us, do BMWs, what is the situation with the indicators?
Okay, so mine are actually broken.
Wow. Let's talk about the black beauty behind us over here. Whose car is this?
It would be mine. It's a Subaru Double Reg STI 2004.
Okay.
Lovely car, very loud, faster than all of theirs.
Yes.
It's the main important part. Only one running as well for that.
Do your neighbors appreciate you start? Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. In a country that's politically in turmoil, it turns out that JPM is equally so.
Euros come in many different shapes and sizes. A lot of people have sporting Euros, other people have idols. To me, Ernest, the real heroes are childhood heroes. That is what today's event is about. Kids who are facing cancer, kids who have been molested. The organizers of today's event are looking to give back, and give back in the most incredible way. Yeah. What have we got around us?
Yeah, exactly. Childhood heroes, I think, is a bit of a double entendre because These cars are heroes to many, but when it comes to people that are here to give back, they are the heroes to many as well.
So we're going to speak to a few car owners, the organisers, and share with you what makes today so special. There's always that one car that catches your eye, and today it's the car behind me, Alfa Romeo 4C. Whenever I think of Alfa Romeo, I think of classics from the past. Let me tell you, this is a classic for the future. Jason, this is a beauty. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so Alfa traditionally has been around for about 120 odd years, and it comes with a racing pedigree.
Correct.
If you have a look at Alfa going back through the ages, they've always come up with some really unique designs. They've come up with some really stunning cars, and it's a special brand. Either you like it or you don't, but in some instances the brand line has almost been attributed to the same sort of lines that you get out of Ferrari. And if you look at the 4C itself, there are little elements inside of this car which actually attribute back to Ferrari. So if you look at your chassis, the way it's been put together, some of the line items in it, some of the mechanicals, these are all Ferrari line items sitting inside the Alfa.
So a car like this, I don't imagine you drive it every day, but to drive it, what is it like?
So driving this car it's a passion car. It's not something that you're going to just drive on the daily roads. It's more of a track vehicle. It doesn't have power steering. So it's very responsive. You feel the car, you've actually got to feel what you're busy doing with it. You can't go to sleep with it. It's not with all the new technologies in it. It's got technology, but it's still got that base driver kind of feel.
When this car came out, is it fair to say there was a stage where you couldn't give them away new? Alfa Romeo had incredible special pricing. Today, the exact opposite, you can't get your hands on one.
Yeah, so that is exactly true. What happened in South Africa was it didn't really take off, whereas worldwide it took off like a rocket, and they discounted the pricing right down to, I think, originally 750 grand, maybe even slightly less to get them off the floors. I know that one or two of the astute motor dealers bought quite a few of them, and they just kept them in the basements for quite a while and then released them slowly out of their dealerships. As it stands today, you can't find these in South Africa. A lot of them were actually exported out because the pricing here was so good that they worked out how to actually get them out of here rather. So trying to find one now is almost impossible, and trying to find them with low mileage also helps.
Jason, been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. Wishing you the very best. Guys, Alfa 4C, when you see one in the flesh, it looks even better than the pictures.
Not forgetting all the clubs that came to support today, but we have to give a special shout out to our friends at Swift Speed South Africa. They came out in droves today, as they often do. So special shout out to the team from Suzuki Swift Speed.
There are many things that resonate with me. Generosity and positivity are two that stand out. Nikita, you're the organizer. That beautiful smile. Generosity and positivity were meant for you. Tell us about today.
Okay, so today is we kind of try to bring the cars together and the charities together. So it's all about the car enthusiasts coming out, helping out, donating, making a difference, seeing the difference. And creating awareness for the charities involved as well.
They talked about making a difference and donating. We indicated that today is for an incredible cause for the kids with special needs. Tell us about that.
So today we've got two charities involved here. Stepping Stone Hospice in association with another organization called ACT. And then there's Cupcakes of Hope. So Stepping Stone Hospice and ACT, they actually create care packages for kids going for chemo, kids going through the court system, so that's kids that have been misplaced, and then they have to sit through the court ordeal. Cupcakes of Hope, they actually support children going through chemo by selling cupcakes, by selling their merchandise. So they both do a lot of things, and it's all about what the headline is for this poster, shining a headlight on childhood heroes. I'd also like to add just a big thank you to Dawn. So she's my partner in organising as well. We do the charity events together. So she'll be doing the handover around 11:30 to the charities. So yeah, just a huge thank you to her as well.
Dawn, Nikita, special people, special cause, and from our side, a special thank you.
I'm standing here with Russell, the restorer of both of these cars. And Russell, I gotta say, I think these are two of the most beautiful cars here today. But let's start with what is an incredible Bertone design, a car designed in a wind tunnel, and you can see it. Tell us a bit more about this car behind us here.
Okay, this particular cars, these cars were designed by a guy called Frank Scaglione. They are very aerodynamic. They got a top speed of 200 kilometers an hour. From the original car was a 1300. This particular one is a 1600.
A restoration on something like this, what does that entail?
Plus minus 1,000 hours of labor.
1,000 hours of your labor?
So it basically entails taking the car apart, detailing, and then rebuilding it, obviously, and then doing every single part and putting it back together. Yeah.
Insane. So there's another car here, Russell. Let's take a walk over to the V12 Ferrari that we're standing in front of now. Now, the thing about a car like this, I've always said, and even this one over here, when you get closer to the car, you start noticing the details. This indicator that sweeps around, the badge on the side of the indicator, and the fact that you can see the lights peeping out the bottom there. It's a special car. Why is it here today?
Well, yeah, because as you say, it's a special car and we don't use it much, so we decided to bring it out today.
Well, let's hope Ferrari keeps building V12s for many, many more years so that in 40, 50 years' time, people like us can gawk at something like this.
Coming up after the break, Mike and Timber round off their day at Idle Drive. Did you know? The first V12 engine was built in 1904 for use in racing boats. Due to the balanced nature of the engine and the smooth delivery of power, V12 engines were found in early luxury automobiles, boats, aircraft, and tanks. V12 engines have often been used in Formula One, particularly from 1966 to 1969 season. The first V12 engine in Formula One was the 1964 Honda RA271 and continued through the 1968 Honda RA301 racing car. The 1966 season saw V12 engines become popular, with the new V12 engines from Ferrari, Maserati, and Westlake. Years later, the resurgence of the V12 engines in Formula One began in 1989, with the introduction of the Ferrari 640 racing car. Ferrari continued to use V12 engines until the 1995 Ferrari 412 T2 became the last Formula One car to use a V12 engine. The most powerful naturally aspirated V12 engine used in Formula One was the Tipo 043 used by Ferrari in 1994, which produced 850 horsepower, 630 kilowatts at 15,800 RPM. Interestingly, when Lotus informed Mike's hero, Nelson Piquet, during 1989 that they would be using the Lamborghini V12 engine for 1990, he decided to leave the team, claiming that there had not been enough development and that the team would be uncompetitive using the Italian engine. Looking for finance and insurance? Visit Change Cars and click on the Financial Products tab.
Here we are at the beautiful Montecasino. It is a Sunday morning. Behind me is Mzansi's best, a fleet of JMPD's finest standing behind us. This one's a Toyota, that one's a Toyota, the other one's a Toyota. Actually, they're all Toyotas. And I tell you what, you don't want to be misbehaving on the streets with this fleet behind you.
Finest cars, finest people. In 2024, we live in an ever-changing world, ever-evolving. Today, you can identify anything you like. Behind me is a 1981 Datsun 280Z, but Matt, let's call a spade a spade. This thing don't identify as a 1981 Datsun 280Z.
Not at all, not at all. This is a unique car. It stands amongst the big boys, the Skylines, all of that. I guarantee you, If I park next to Skylines, SXs, anything like that, the draw on this card for the crowds is it's huge. It's something different.
Now, one of the things I've said often, for me, everything is about passion. It's easy to say passionate. You are passionate. He wears his heart on his sleeve. But you talk about this car, you check the smile on your face. You've had it just on 3.5 years now. Tell me how it started life and how did it end up with this beauty?
So the car started because I wanted to get back into the car scene.
Yeah.
And I did some work on my wife's uncle's car and the bug bit me again. And I came across this car, I bought it as a non-runner. So we stripped everything in this car down to the block. We took the block out and soaked it in a bath of vinegar for a week and a half just to clean out all the rust out of the passages, in vinegar just to clean out all the rust out of the passages, and then rebuilt the motor, new bearings, new rings, and then put a turbo on here because it's got low compression, so it's just crying for boost. Running conservative low boost on there, plenty of fun on the highways, and yeah.
And if I said to you the performance, obviously always relative, what is the kilowatts would you imagine on a dyno today?
But we reckon in the vicinity of close to 190 kilowatts on the wheels, on the butt dyno, so I haven't got physical numbers. So we're running at 0.7 bar, running water meth as well, just for the safety side of it. But no, plenty to get up and go and stick with the boys on the highway.
We've all heard the saying, if it ain't itching, don't scratch it. But when you're a motoring fan, if it ain't itching, put some itchy powder on it.
Make it scratch.
Wishing you the very best. Strength to strength, my good man.
Thanks a lot.
The beautiful facility that is Montecasino, the incredible cars around us, absolutely magnificent people, and an event like today is all due to people like yourselves. Tell us about today.
So today is all about raising that awareness and making a difference for period poverty. Period poverty is such a main issue in our communities, and it's something that is so big, but something that isn't touched on very often. And this whole event, the car run, the vehicles that's here, it's about creating that awareness. You know, at Montecasino, we're about creating that awareness, receiving those donations, and at the end of the day, it's the community that gets involved, and we want to see that difference being made at the end of the day.
I've often spoke about pride and passion. It's very clear that you have both, but putting something like this together, it's a vision that somebody's got to come up with. What was raised today?
There's about 20,000 packs.
Wow.
And that was counted about an hour or two ago. There's still people coming in with donations. So we're looking most probably towards 22,000.
22,000 packs. Now, we've discussed where it's going. Absolutely incredible cause. Tomorrow, this incredible initiative, guaranteed it's not once off. People watching, they want to get involved later next year. How do they go about it?
So every single year we do host an annual Idle Drive to Unite. However, if anybody wants to get involved, visit our website. It's www.idlebrands.com/drive-to-unite, and they can contact us and we can see how we can get involved and raise that awareness and make a difference.
They say warm heart, beautiful initiative. This is a beautiful initiative. Thank you for chatting to us and wishing you the very best.
Thank you so much for having me.
With the rumble of engines, that brings us to the end of another episode. I'm having a lot of fun doing this, Mike. You've done plenty more episodes than I have. What was your take on today?
As they say, it's not my first rodeo, but every rodeo that you go to, it's exceptional. My take on today, the generosity of spirit of the people, of the organizers, everything today was just perfect. We always talk about the weather. I have to say it again. My tan is a guarantee. What stood out for you?
Oh, well, my tan is also guaranteed, I must say. But yeah, I think standing out was just meeting incredible people, from the youngest drift racers to, everybody's here just giving their time, showing off their vehicles. It's good vibes. But as we say, all of this can't be put together without an incredible team.
Absolutely. A day like today, there are a couple of people that deserve a shout out. The participants and especially the organizers. Tiamara and her team.
Yeah, Tiamara and the team at Idle, fantastic event. I think we'll be back next year.
Take it as confirmed.
Yeah.
Here is the screen top tip of the week. Never drive without a license or insurance. You will pay in the long run. Before you buy a second-hand car, screen it. It's what smart people do. Coming up next week on All Things Motoring International, Mike does a segment on a certain Formula One world champion, and we have a very special giveaway planned. and Ernest attends the start of the annual Africa Rally. If you're feeling lucky, this is the show for you.
Behind me, an incredible black beauty. It's absolutely stand out for all the right reasons.
Thank you, Michael.
Okay. You just want to take it, that's not finished, Chase. Come on. Get all the details. And your bank account details, please, sir. Ernest. I'm rubbing off on him, seriously. When you're the best, you learn from him. Timber, unbelievable event behind us. Idle Auto. Sorry, I'm going to take it from the top. Absolutely magnificent day. I've said it on show before. Sorry, Jace, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, you've been doing this longer than me, my man. You answer that, okay? Or I'll say to you, well, you're the comedian, don't make me laugh, make the audience laugh.
Yeah. That's it.
Love this.
Look at this.
Absolutely beautiful.
What a realm.
How do you define a hero? We've all got sporting heroes, and in the motoring context, we think of Formula One, names.
I'm starting against the rails, my fault.
No problem. You man, it is me around just when I'm in the zone. We all have our sporting heroes, and when you look at the motoring sphere, why am I doing this?
No, we're not going to do a deal yet.
Scrap that from the camera. We're going to negotiate harder behind the scenes. So on the show, we do a lot of interviews, we do a lot of talking. Now it's time to do a bit of dancing. She's handsome.
She's pretty.
She's the ballad.
She's got 1, 2, 3.
So, who do you think did it better? The guys or the girls?
Please, will you tell me who is she?
Do you need any motoring advice? From where or what to buy and where to sell? Visit the All Things Motoring International website and click the Advice tab to ask Mikey. All Things Motoring International was brought to you by SA's most trusted online vehicle platform, CHANGECARS. Our name says it all. There is no safer online vehicle platform. That's not an opinion, that's a fact.